so we can get a quick discussion. Got about 15 minutes left. I want to say, one, this is a question we can start off, if nobody has any, is what are some of the issues facing Pan-Africanism and how can we move forward? We'll start off with that. Whoever wants to go first. And it's an open discussion in case anybody got some comments too.
I do.
All right.
Let's ask the question first.
Go ahead.
That means like you gonna be there.
Go ahead. Same call.
I think one of the issues facing Pan-Africanism is putting our words to action. And there are a lot of people that do put the words to action, but there's also a lot of people who are, using the name Pan-Africanism or self-proclaimed Pan-Africanists. And you kind of wonder, are they more about themselves or are they more about the broader issue? Right. Are they promoting themselves? Are they putting themselves out there? Giving themselves grandiose titles like they're the king of Pan-Africanism. But then like, what are you actually doing to forward the struggle, right?
Right.
Especially like people with big platforms, it's like, there's so many issues going on in the world, and it's like, could you at least talk about it? Like, could you talk about what's going on with, what's going on in Congo or going on in Haiti, going on in like black people in South America, even in Europe, there's black people all over Europe, and it's like, you have to actually like put it into practice. It's one thing to have, the names and also adopting, the identity, but also Pan-Africanism is about action. It's about what you do.
Theory and practice.
Theory and practice. So not just the words and the look, but also the action and the doing.
Right.
I think one of the principal things about Pan-Africanism that we tend to get caught up in is sometimes the imagery, right? We get caught up in, trying to look African, wear African attire, and it's good that we do that, right? But I think what we have to understand first and foremost is that the system that we're up against has a function and a purpose, right? Meaning that anything that it uses functions toward the purpose of our exploitation and our subjugation, right? So they use religion, right, for our exploitation and our subjugation, right? They use the capitalist economy for our exploitation and our subjugation. But it's not just the things that they come up with, because what they also have to their advantage is co-optation, right? And this is the danger in getting caught up in the imagery, right? In that we begin to do things and they begin to look African but reflect the principles of the society which exploits us. It becomes very dangerous, right? Because we can practice African religions, right? And yet and still serve the same purposes as European Christianity, right? We can even practice black nationalism and, African nationalism and some colloquial Pan-Africanism, and it can only serve the purpose of empire because we're not really moving toward any unified socialist Africa, right? What we first and foremost have to understand is that we need our own purpose and our own function. What is the purpose of Pan-Africanism, right? Unification of Africa, yes, right? But why? Why does Africa need to be unified? Right? What purpose would it serve for us, right? What purpose does it serve for us to understand that, like, when we got guns in the hood, folks shooting each other up in the hood, we got drugs in the hood, right? What does that mean when we understand that the United States is also funneling guns in Haiti? You got gangs in Haiti, right? And they don't manufacture guns in Haiti. I checked, right? We know the guns ain't coming from Pittsburgh. We know the guns ain't coming from folk in the hood. We know the guns ain't coming from Port-au-Prince. It's not coming from Jacmel. It's not coming from Okai, right? That's coming from the folk that want us to have guns, but not to serve our purposes, but to serve their purposes, right? We need to be armed, yes, right? But we need to be armed against our enemies and for the protection of our people. We don't need to be armed if it means that we're going to be killing each other. That's all I have.
Another thing I wanted to touch on, and in addition to what you were saying, oh no, you're fine, baby, my voice